Jason, you recently did, these images with the glitter sticks and everything. And before we, ask a couple questions about this, we just thought it'd be cool to play the tutorial. And then if anybody has any questions or anything about the technique that you use, and I've got a few questions I would like to ask you too. So, with that, we'll go ahead and we will play this tutorial real quick.
What's up everybody, Jason Page here. Welcome back to another light painting video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a really cool earth, wind, and fire portrait using the earth, wind, and fire glitter sticks from Light Painting Brushes. I'm going to be combining all three of the glitter sticks in this single shot using the lovely Candace here as my model. I'm going to silhouette her by using all three glitter sticks behind her. I'm going to do the fire glitter stick at the top and then the earth and wind glitter sticks down at the bottom. All three are going to kind of create this RGB pattern of earth, wind, and fire, making a really cool silhouette. The settings that I'm using are ISO 100 f8, shooting on bulb mode, but the exposure time for this is just going to be about 1 minute. The only other thing that I'm adding into this image is to backlight her. I'm using a flash with a blue gel over top. In a recent tutorial, I showed you how to make a perfect circle, or at least the illusion of a perfect circle, by hiding your beginning and end of the circle behind the model. I'm going to be doing that exact same thing here in this video, just using different tools. In that video, I used the collapsible sword. In this video, I'm going to be using the earth, wind, and fire glitter sticks. Into your pose, lovely pose right there. And here we go. So there you have it. That is how you create a silhouette shot using the earth, wind, and fire glitter sticks. What I did was I used her body as a guide. I did the first circle right at her neck, and then I used the other two glitter sticks down below right at the small of her back to create that kind of symmetrical three-circle pattern. If you guys like the video, please do give me the thumbs up.
All right. Hey, you know what? This is interesting. So I saw something in that video that just sparked an idea, but I didn't realize how much, watching the tutorial and watching you do that and watch the movement, I didn't realize how much light is casted out on the area, so, that's something to think about when you're light painting too, when you're using the glitter sticks or the light swords, the ends of the tools, just pay attention to where light is being casted.
Yeah.
For instance, he's got Candace right here in between these trees right here, and every time he spins, that light is casted right up the tree, illuminating stuff around him. So pretty cool.
Right, and that's a cool effect, but to avoid the effect, you might also want to keep on hand some non-residue tape like gaffer's tape, if you didn't want that outside glow. Either way, you can use it or not use it.
I love it. Hey, Jason, so I have to ask, so, one of the glitter sticks there, I absolutely love this tool, man. They're one of my favorites. I love using them. I love the texture. I love I love this tool. But I've never asked this before. Can you tell us, and we got Johnny here too. Tell us the story, how the glitter stick come to be. Like what happened? How did it become a tool?
It's another Johnny Griffin special is where it came from originally. In when I met up with you, I saw Johnny in a hotel parking lot and started raiding his van. And that was one of the things. He had this he had a rainbow one, actually, like a rainbow glitter stick. And yeah, I think that was the first time I ever messed with one up there. And yeah, that was when, 2018? Is that what we were talking about?
Yeah, 2018, yeah.
Yeah, so that was 2018. That was the first time, you know, I saw the glitter stick from Johnny, and then we just worked on it and turned it into a tool.
Yeah, it's such a cool tool, man. And you know what I loved about what you did here too, using the earth, wind, and fire. I loved how they faded into one another
Mhm.
as you're spinning through here. And then it was perfect for the yoga. Like what was how did the idea come about?
This whole thing came from really like I wanted to show people, like I see a lot of, you see the big tube portraits, right? And
Right.
all that. And I don't really see that many people using the swords or the glitter sticks or any of that stuff for, this style of light painting, right? And it's just something that I wanted to show. We took this trip, Candace and I took this trip, and really that was the goal of this trip. I did a bunch of stuff with swords, I did a bunch of stuff with the glitter sticks, using her as the model because she does yoga, and it was all about that style and using the swords, like the collapsible swords where you can just jam them down, throw them in a bag. They're super easy to carry around. You don't have to have the long tubes, you can still use these shorter tools to create this style of work. You can combine them and actually create something that I think is even cooler than one single, circle of light.
On this right here, so the side swipes. I don't know. That's what I call them, side swipes.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
just, can you walk us through that, man? Just like how
Yeah.
how'd you do that?
Again, super easy, just doing that right in front of the camera, right? Just right to the lens, just doing that little swipe of light like that off to the side. The only difficult part about this, I did do this one a few times, is just, not overlapping her silhouette in the middle there. It's kind of, because you're using that foreground space, it's kind of difficult to line it up perfect. But just this little pressure switch on the back of that Soonfire, just like that, two little swipes of light, and that was it. Super easy, man. And then the other thing, something else, I don't know if we're going to talk about this or not, but I just wanted to mention it. I know I talked about it a little bit in the tutorial, but using your body as a guide, I do that all the time with my light painting, and I did that here as well. Two things that I'm doing here: number one, starting the beginning and end of that circle behind her, so it's hidden, so you kind of have that illusion of that perfect circle, which is another tutorial. And then the other aspect of it is using her body as a guide. So for instance, here I'm starting with the light right at her neck, and when I'm doing that twist, I'm trying to keep it in the same position. You know what I mean? So I'm using one at her neck, then I'm going, okay, right at the center of her back, then at the small of her back. So I kind of keep that spacing, using her body as a guide. And with this one, doing one at her neck and then on either side of her hip.
Yeah, I loved how you use the multiple tools, because I haven't seen that yet where you're using multiple tools to do the spin. So it was really cool.
And the
Yeah.
multiple technique with the same tool is cool. That swish with the circles really added a lot of depth and character to that one tool. A little tip I might throw in on those swishes is when you're doing the swish, rotate your wrist a little bit and it alters the angle of the glitter at the same time. But do it using the combination there. I guess that's the first time I've seen somebody do that with the circle and a swish in the same. That is cool. That's just, I love that. That's the first time I've seen that image.
That sounds like one of them Johnny Griffin words, a circle swisher or something.
A circle swisher.
Yeah, circle swisher.
A circle
Reinhardt,
swish with a twist.
Yeah.
that what he's talking about is when you twist that glitter stick like that, you actually get a different effect than if you just swipe it like that. You're going to get one effect, but if you twist it, you're actually going to get a different texture of light. So if anybody has these out there and they try that, even if you just pull it across the lens in front of your camera, but twist it back and forth like that, you actually get a completely different look than if you're just dragging it across. It's actually really cool. So if anybody has a glitter stick out there, try to twist it while it's moving, and you do get a really different effect. It's super cool.
I would love to try one with my spirals, man, but I'm already I couldn't imagine doing a spiral plus a twist at the same time, but I'll have to try it out, man.
You could definitely do it.
Right?
The other thing, hey, can you pull that other one back up? The one you're just on with the circle swish? Johnny Circle Swish. Just that's something you and I have talked about many times, man, is using that that foreground, you
Oh
know?
yeah,
Yeah, that's I mean, that's one of your things, man, is like using that space in front of the lens as well, not just staying, back behind a model or, in one particular, let's call it a zone, I guess. Use that foreground space, you add light into there, it creates a completely different look in a lot of the work.
right. And you're right. I'm always about the foreground and bringing all the environment in, and that's what stood out when we watched that video. Was I never really realized how much light is being casted off that tool. When I
Mhm.
saw you spin that and hitting the trees and stuff like that. So it really, really cool.
In hindsight on that as well, I shot those at ISO 100. That's why I'm actually going so slow. In hindsight, I definitely would have shot them at like ISO 400 and then a quicker spin to make it easier for her to stand there and hold that pose.
Right.
The longer you're taking, the harder it is for the model to hold the pose, obviously. And I definitely should have shot at a higher ISO. I don't know why I didn't, but I just didn't think about it at the time. But definitely should have in hindsight. So like ISO 400 at those settings, you can move a lot quicker.
Right.
Yeah, and you need to move a lot faster with a glitter stick because of the lows and the highs have a tendency to overexpose. So yeah, if you're going to shoot for that, you're going to have to move much faster, and it takes a little practice to get those timings at different apertures and ISOs. The glitter stick can be a very technical tool
Mhm.
and requires some practice.
I love the fade, that blue to green, the earth and wind. That's
Mhm.
super cool. Let's see if we have, I don't know, if you can see the chat screen, if anybody has any questions, read, go ahead and throw something in there if you want to ask anything to Jason here or any one of us. But yeah, it's super cool, man.
Christina just said you could also use a higher lumen. This flashlight that I use is at MX65 or MX66. It's 1,000 lumens.
Right.
This is the light that I love the most. I use that all the time.
And then
But
Dimitri's over there in the UK with the sun.
I know, right?
He's
4,000 lumens.
4,000 lumen.
That's a lot. But yeah, that's
Seven.
Oh yeah.
Seven, not 4, 7. 7.5.
He wants us to see it while we're here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see any questions in there, man. So I guess that's good for me.
Well,
Cool creations, man. Cool creations, definitely.
yeah, thank you, Jason, man. Appreciate that, man. All right, so we're gonna do some shout outs, but before we do some shout outs, I was talking with Jason, and Jason was up for doing some kind of contest for the month of October. So from now until Halloween, just one of the rules, that we ask is just make sure that it's a new image, not something, we would love to see some new creations, and but we'll pick a winner. I don't know, what do you say, Jason, on Halloween? Or
Yeah, we can do it on Halloween. Just one other thing, make sure you use a light painting brushes tool for the light painting brushes contest.
Yeah. Yes,
So,
absolutely.
your creation has to include a light painting brushes tool to be entered.
But what sparked this whole thing too is Robert D'Angelo. He just put out a bunch of images of some Halloween themed stuff that he did, and I just wanted to go through some of this. I love this skeleton down here, especially with the lens hood right there, and the fact that it's orange for Halloween. So there was some thought that went into some of these creations, and I just thought they were super cool. Let's look at a couple of these, and just the ghost here, and these are great. They're all fantastic. But again, so we'll be doing that Halloween theme, and another thing. So on the light painting brushes YouTube channel, we do have tutorials. For Jason's done one about light painting a mask. There's another one on there about light painting a skull. So I'll put together a post, and I'll post it in the group with some links to some tutorials, and just to let everybody else know that we are doing the Halloween themed contest this month. And the winner will get a $50 gift card to lightpaintingbrushes.com. Is that right, Jason? Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so we encourage as many people to participate as possible, and I'll put some more information up in the group, and can't wait to see what everybody does. So I'm excited. So but yeah, here's some more of these just really cool, just Halloween themed kind of imagery that he did. They're great. These are awesome. This orb here is a pumpkin. I love that right there. And this mask, I love the mask. And then the sheet, I love the sheet. But yeah, so super cool. Robert D'Angelo, man, thanks so much for sharing these, man. These are fantastic. And like I said, it inspired the idea to go ahead and do a you know, a themed contest this month. So again, look forward to seeing everybody's work throughout the month. Shout out to let me move this over here. Shout out to Ian Greenwood. Man, this is cool. So when I saw this, it was really cool to see the serpent, number one, because you're always doing it, but then to add a whole new element. And this, I was just so intrigued by this pattern on the sides here. I've got to try this. I'm anxious to get out and you know, with one of my daughters and just go out in the woods and maybe create some new light paintings. And I really want to use something that was sparked from seeing this technique here. So awesome work, man.
Johnny, that one's gonna make you happy. That one's
Oh,
freaking
you know
cool.
it. I actually commented to him earlier. He's took the serpent to a new level. I love it.
And they just keep getting better and better, man. Like,
Yeah.
like seriously, like the spacing of the serpent, and just he keeps adding different elements every time, and that's what's so cool. So, you know, in light painting, when you can find what's called a light signature, something that is specific to what you're creating and what you're doing, and to just really, you know, try to perfect it as much as possible and watch it develop and be added to and different elements, it's always super cool to see that. So you know, huge shout out to Ian for continuing to take the serpent to new levels. So Dimitri, man, another this wispiness on the side, man, is super cool. This location. I want to see this location for sure. This is really neat.
Our easy drive, man. I
Our-
got cool locations.
Awesome, awesome. Well, if I ever
Yeah.
make it over there, UK, man, I've talked to Duncan about coming up to Scotland, so I want to make it
Yeah.
happen, man. I want to get to Scotland and England, and I just think it would just be fantastic to meet so many of you, and just yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
definitely want to do it, man.
We're gonna make it one day.
But great work. This is beautiful right here.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then Peter Wood, this guy, he just goes crazy when he goes out light painting. I love it. And you know, his stuff gets more and more intricate. And I love these patterns and the spirals here. So beautiful work. And then with the lights in the middle, I just wanted to shout you out. And then Ian, again, this is another example
Yeah.
of that. This super inspiring, man. This side technique here really got my creative mind just going crazy about something I wanna create. So I'm eager to get out and try it. Peter, again, man, they're just really cool. And it's again, you know, to hit on what we were talking about with Ian, the same thing with Peter, man. He just he keeps doing the same technique and trying to get better at it, and you can see that development over time just get more precise with what he's doing. So shout out to you. Keep up the great work. And this guy with his name, man, Kashimoto. Is that right? Is that how you say it? Kashimoto? But man, this is a super cool
Kashishimoto.
Shishimoto.
Kashishimoto.
You know what I love about his post too is if you guys ever see in the group, he's always posting
Pictures.
you know,
Yeah.
pictures of setups, short little clips, videos, and so that is always so much appreciative. Is just continuing that light painting sentiment of being open and sharing with others. So you do a tremendous job at that. So just wanted to shout you out and thanks for all you do and what you contribute. Dimitri, again, this is cool, man. This that runes right there. Man, yeah. I want to see this place.
I was waiting for good night, man, to do a picture like this, and I had something like this in my mind because it was first is a first big like stencil what I actually use like to show the scale of the stencil, you know,
Right.
and yeah, and what else I could use if not our logo? Come on, it must be done.
And
Yeah,
it fits, man. It's so cool how it looks like it's
yeah.
coming out of the runes there. What is this place?
Is a Hadley Castle. Is a very is like is a ruins, of course, of Hadley Castle. They literally like 20 minutes from me, and I live where those lights are.
Hey, I got a question. So
Yeah,
over here in the US, a lot of the parks and monuments and stuff like that, they're real strict on, lights and shining lights and,
yeah,
creating unnecessary light pollution. Do you guys get
yeah.
the same thing overseas? Like just
No, no, no. Places like ruins and everything, they quite open, and there is only one thing. If they in like a national trust, then you might have like pulled over. But here, nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. They like literally can go wherever you want. Yeah,
awesome, awesome.
and trespassing in England is not the crime. If you're not damaging stuff or breaking into, you should be all right. You just like I had a lot of coppers even through the lockdown, and just I'm just taking pictures. I'm not doing nothing wrong, and yeah, in this case, UK is quite easy. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, great location, great work, and this is beautiful, man.
thank you again.
So Roy, man, yeah, this was really cool. Love the the whip there and silhouette down at the end of the bridge. So wanted to shout you out and great work, man.
Tea lights,
What's that?
tea lights.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, on the bridge.
Ryan, Sip Shock. This was really cool. And first thing I thought about when I saw this is if you guys haven't seen it before, I did a I need to shorten the video because it's like 10 minutes long. I did a tutorial on light painting hacks, 10 different things you could use around the house, and one of them was aluminum foil. So it was cool to see that wrapped around the lens. And I'm all about what I can put on my lens, put in front of my lens. So I always appreciate seeing stuff like this. So great stuff. Mike D Photo, just to hit on just to remind everybody again about the theme coming up this month, throughout the month, with the Halloween themed contest for light painting. Really cool spider web here, just illuminated with a lens hood. So wanted to shout you out and thanks for sharing, man. And yeah, Kiyashimoto, his name, man. I need to hear him say it one time, and I won't forget it. But again, just to hit on what he contributes, and he's like, again, this is what I was talking about. He's always
Yeah,
showing different kind of setups, and this is super cool. So for anybody that wants to give rotation a try, here's some ideas of taking PVC pipe and attaching light painting brushes tools to it and doing rotations. This is great. This is a great example of a way to hold the tools and create some rotations. Photo Smile, just love the softness. Just beautiful, the image of these tulips, and wanted to shout you out. Ruben Martinez, man, his just the stuff he does, man. It's so cool. I love the fiber. I'm a sucker for fibers, and I just always appreciate what he shares, and the portrait work that he does with the fibers is super cool. So
Those color blends are awesome.
they are, man, just so neat, especially on the skin. All this right here, I could just stare at
That
that.
almost looks like it's really painted onto the skin. That's cool.
Yep, and all his images are like that, man. They're just so much color and vibrancy, and just it's
yeah.
really appreciate seeing what he contributes to the community and the work that he does. So
Hey, in one of my vlogs, actually, I met up with him out in Las Vegas and talked to him a little bit about his process and just the stories behind some of these images, and like the way he captures the person, the soul of the person in his images is really something special. And yeah, it's something. It's a good little video to check out if you want to learn more about Ruben's work. Ruben, crazy good stuff, and but there's a lot more behind those images that's really interesting if anybody wants to check it out.
Awesome. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna attempt it, and she's gonna be proud of me. You ready? Felicita. Was that close enough? And we had her on the show, and we were going back and forth about it, about the pronunciation of her first name. So, but yeah, for those that don't know, she's using Polaroid. So she's literally light painting with Polaroid camera, which is super impressive on its own. But just the work that she does, man, with a Polaroid camera is just mind blowing. So thank you for sharing there. Just Danny Kelly, just love the light painting right there with the light writing and the flares. Really nice. So just wanted to let you know that we appreciate you sharing. And Rihanna, just a cool little light man. Love the top of the head right there. It's just a neat light painting, and just wanted to shout you out. Love this log here and the sand and the textures, and really cool light painting. So that's all I got. Again, I want to thank Dimitri for being here. Appreciate you doing an image breakdown with us and sitting down with us this evening. Johnny, thanks for being here. And Jason, thank you for being here too, man. And everybody else that showed up. So we'll, again, I'll put in the group all about what we're going to do for the contest, and just want to encourage as many people to participate as possible. And thank you all for being here in the community.